and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here with the Success Vortex, where positivity meets. And guys, today I've got another amazing success story for you. You know, this one's actually really, really unique and different because people that go through a subconscious mind tapping, they come from really all walks of life and all different age groups, from, you know, people that are just getting out of high school, even college, or people that are all the way up to even being senior citizens. This story is really, really powerful, guys, because this is somebody that I had met back a few years ago, somebody that had a very distinct vision of where he wanted to go, but something was just in the way. You know, he wasn't really able to figure out what was going on. And all of a sudden, literally like a freight train, guys, I'm not kidding you. When you hear this story, it's going to blow you away. Literally like a freight train, wham, right through to his personal breakthrough, became a top recruiter, became a peak performer. He's written his own book now called How to Create Your Own Economy Via Network Marketing, now available on Amazon. And guys, this just gives you an idea of what's possible when you really get clear on what it is that you want, why it is that you want it, and you get so emotionally connected to your dream that you become unstoppable. So welcome to the call, Joe Stewart. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome, Darren. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Joe, you know, maybe what you can do for the viewers here, because, you know, you've got a really, really amazing story. It's a story of personal breakthrough. It's a story of taking massive action. It's a story of getting so connected to your dream that you literally went like this and rose directly to the top within your organization. Now you've got leaders contacting you from all four corners of the world. You know, it's such an amazing story. But let's go back to the time before you even learned about any of this, these strategies, before you even knew what subconscious mind tapping was. Tell us a little bit about how you got started. How old were you, first of all, when you got started?
Man, I think when we first met, I was like 19 or 20. I had just dropped out of high school, and or I had dropped out of high school, and then I was taking some college classes, and I wasn't really sure if college was going to be for me. You know, after going there for about 8 months. And I started getting involved with network marketing, and then I was introduced to you. And so yeah, I was about 19 or 20, I think, when I first got introduced to this whole other world, you know, this whole new reality.
So tell us a little bit about that. So there you are, you know, you're 19. What was happening in your life? Like, you know, were you working a full-time or a part-time job? What was going on in your life sort of overall with, you know, your confidence, your self-esteem, your ability to believe at that point in time that you would be able to move on and have the type of ginormous success that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, at the time I was working a full-time job, 40 hours a week. I was trying to juggle that and going to college, like I said. You know, definitely was not where I wanted to be in life. I mean, I was still living at home with my mom, and you know, I mean, always having her on my back, you know, like when are you going to get a good job or get your own place, or, you know, when are you going to, you know, you got to do better in school, and just always, you know, nagging. And, you know, I mean, my self-esteem obviously was a lot lower. I mean, I didn't have too many friends. I mean, I was just, you know, just definitely not where I wanted to be. I mean, and then going into college too, it was kind of like, you know, you expect so much because, you know, your friends and your family and your teachers, they've been telling you about this college thing for your whole life. And then you kind of get there and it's just like, well, wait a minute. You know, all the stuff you guys are teaching me, you know, I've watched this on YouTube for free, and it just kind of like, they're just kind of like, you know, all this stuff going through your mind, you know, am I at the right place? Am I at the right time? And, but, you know, I mean, everything happens for a reason, you know, and, you know, you definitely get introduced to people at the right time and stuff. But, you know, I mean, I was pretty shook up back then. I mean, I didn't really have a good relationship with my, you know, parents and family, obviously. I mean, just wasn't really good at, like, you know, communicating with them, and wasn't really, uh, you know, it was just a lot going on, man. I mean, I had credit card debt. You know, you get your first credit card when you're 18 or 19 and think that it's just, you know, money that you could just, you could just keep swiping, you know? And you realize you got to pay it back and pay the interest and all this stuff. And it's like I was spending more than I was making. So then the question, came into my head, I need to make more money. I need to, do better. And, it doesn't matter if I work 40 hours or get another job, it's still always, just, the same amount of money. You're still always broke. So, that's when I kind of got online and started typing in stuff like, how to make money and, make money online and stuff like that. And then, lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, while I was working at this department store, full time, a guy walked in there and approached me and said, "Hey, I have a business opportunity, blah, blah, blah. Are you looking for ways to make money?" And I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and it was Amway. I mean, Darren, Amway was my first company.
Uh-huh.
I made a few $100, and, it raised my belief, just to kind of showed me that there was a possibility. There was another industry out there where you could start a business for a few $100 and you could do it from home and you don't need a college degree. And, people aren't going to judge you, if you're not good at, marketing or communicating or just any of this stuff. So, I kind of felt comfortable there. I felt, felt like something I could grow into and become. So I saw all these other young guys doing it. And, so that's kind of where things started to shift for me. And then I, obviously left Amway, got online and started looking for new network marketing opportunities. And that's when I was introduced to you. That was back in, I think 2011 when we were all doing Zingular. And, I remember, we got, I don't know if you wanted to kind of bring that up, when we first started talking. And
it's kind of a really funny story, but, before we get into that, tell me, what interested you the most when you heard about subconscious mind tapping that made you say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just throw my hat over the wall. I'm going to follow the 7-figure formula, and I'm just going to take action, and I'm going to do these simple steps. What was it that interested you the most about it?
Honestly, I think I was just looking through your Facebook and kind of seeing like, your lifestyle and, spending time with your son. And then I would see that, you would tag like Eric Green in posts and some of your other success stories. And I was like, wow, this guy, these people are following his steps. So it was just the testimonials, I think, seeing that, you weren't the only one that was having success with this formula. So it wasn't like some, hocus pocus, but all these other people were like, hey, I followed Darren's stuff. It worked for me. And I think that edification, that third party was really powerful. But it hit a lot of key points. I mean, you were saying that, it was, I mean, any part of it. I mean, you could change yourself emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially. I mean, it was just all across the board for me. And that's really what I was looking for at the time. Something, I wanted to have better communication skills. I wanted to get out of debt. I wanted more free time. I didn't want a job. And just, here, I think just that's the main thing that attracted me, was just seeing all the, the people that you had helped, from Eric to, just, I mean, it's hundreds of people, just seeing them on your Facebook, very grateful, thank you, Darren, thank you for showing me this or introducing me to this. So I think it was the testimonials. I wasn't really sure what subconscious mind tapping meant at the time. I had no idea. Didn't, it's kind of a big word. And I was like, what does that mean? But, I think it was just seeing everybody's transformation, all the other students that you were kind of working with, and you were kind of introducing me to them on Facebook and three-way calls and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this, Joe, because this is kind of actually a little bit of a funny story, because I'll never forget, you were working with Craig, and I started telling you guys about quantum physics and the human condition and the wave particle theory, and opening up this vision and this gateway and proclamation statements. I mean, be honest, what was first going through your mind and Craig's mind? I can just, if I was a fly on the wall at that time, after we had that one call, I can just imagine what you guys were probably thinking after you got off the call. So tell us a little bit about that story.
Yeah, man. I mean, the first call, we got on that Skype video call like we're on right now, kind of. And I mean, I remember you getting up and just really loud. You were just like, I am abundant. I am. And I was just like, who is this guy talking to? Like, what, what's going on? I mean, I thought it was crazy. I thought, at that time, I was like, what have I gotten myself into? Like, this is not what I was expecting. And me and Craig were kind of like on the same page. I think like when we hung up from the call, it was just like, dude, that guy's crazy, man. There's no way this is like real. There's no way that this stuff works. Like, no, I don't know. And then, we were just like, well, let's just try. I mean, I think it took a couple days. You know, at first we kind of thought it was crazy and we didn't do it. And then, but once we started doing it and practicing it and, you know, getting better at it. And, you know, at first I think we were just kind of like, you know, messing around with it. Like, cause I mean, you know, like you said, you got to get loud, you got to like do the hand movements and really get into it. And we were just kind of like whispering it, you know, we didn't want anybody to hear us, you know, we were like, I am abundant. I am a top recruiter. You know, you got to really, you really got to, you know, get loud and, you know, get it out to the universe and, you know, get into it and really believe in it. You know, cause you got to trick your subconscious mind, you know, you got to like kind of, if you're not where you want to be, you got to at least, you know, let your subconscious mind feel and, you know, get tapped into that feeling where you want to be and where you're headed before you can even get there. So, yeah, man, we thought you were crazy, but, you know, after practicing it for weeks and months and, you know, here we are, you know, 4 years later, still doing it. And definitely, you know, manifested a lot of stuff into our lives. And yeah, man, couldn't be more grateful.
So let me ask you this, Joe. You know, when you actually started, you know, just following these exact simple steps that are laid out in subconscious mind tapping, talk to us a little bit about, you know, some of the things started happening for you. Did the vibration in your body change? Did your vision become clearer? Did you feel energized in any way? Did you feel like that there was a veil that was lifted up where you went like, oh my God, I didn't even know this stuff existed. And all of a sudden, bam, transformation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, after practicing it for a couple weeks or a couple months, I definitely noticed the difference in my energy levels. And you know, I was very lethargic. You know, I always used to be very lethargic. You know, I mean, I'm young, so I shouldn't be, but you know, I would just wake up and I would still be tired, and you know, I would do nothing all day and I would still be tired, and it just didn't really make too much sense to me. But you know, after practicing all this, you know, I definitely got tapped into something else. You know, something more than myself, something bigger than myself. Well, you know, just I don't know what it was, just you know, energy and the universe and stuff. But yeah, I mean, things definitely started to change. I mean, I went from, you know, chasing people to sell my products and services to, you know, like my phone would be ringing, you know, just with some of the marketing stuff that you would teach and just attracting, you know, I remember one of the proclamations we would say is like, I am attracting my ideal business partners into my life. So then once we started doing that, you know, we would start getting messages on Facebook. I know Craig too. And people would just be like, "Hey, I saw your Facebook post, or I saw your YouTube video, or your blog, and you know, you seem like a good leader. You know, what's your link? I want to work with you." And I think that's when the veil was kind of lifted off, because for years it was just like, you know, "Hey, do you want to come to this meeting? Do you want to hear about Amway? Do you want to buy some soap? Do you want to buy some juice?" And you know, you get tired and you get burnt out. I think that's why so many people get burnt out in this industry, is because they're not taught that there's another way to get people to just chase you. And it just makes it so much, it makes it fun, you know, it makes it like you're fishing, you know, like people just like, I mean, it's crazy. Like your phone will be ringing or you'll get text messages and, you know, however people are comfortable connecting with you. I mean, some people are still afraid to talk on the phone, but, you know, they'll send you a text message or maybe an email or a Facebook message. And some people, you know, they don't have Facebook, but, you know, they'll give you a phone call. So it was real crazy to see my energy levels, you know, kind of shift, you know, waking up, you know, super grateful and thankful. Like I remember, you know, you taught that a lot, waking up, you know, with a smile on your face and, you know, I'm alive, I'm grateful to be alive, you know, and just waking up, you know, energized and feeling good. And, you know, waking up to check my email, you know, you just made a commission or, you know, a new lead, or, you know, wake up to text messages and voicemails from, you know, people that I've never talked to before, you know, showing interest in my products or services. And, yeah, man, it was a complete shift, man, complete 180, 360, whatever.
Now, Joe, so let me understand this, because you know you were just out of high school, going into college. You're working 40 hours a week. You weren't making the type of money that you wanted to make. You know, you saw the possibility of becoming an entrepreneur, and then you tapped into this information. So you went from making $200 a month with the Amway company that you were with, to now moving on to becoming the author of your own book on Amazon, to being a sought after leader on social media. I mean, some of the times I see some of your posts that, you know, like there's hundreds of people that are interacting with your content. and you've gone on to become a top recruiter, a top leader, a top income earner. You know, tell us a little bit about that shift from that old world to this new reality. I know that, you know, I saw that you went out and bought a new car. I think you went out and bought a new place. Talk to you. You went and bought a Rolex. I saw recently there. That was probably a couple of years back. Talk to us a little bit about that transformation that happened for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it all started with you know, belief and believing in myself, and that took a while. You know, even after I, you know, started getting with the subconscious, the mind tapping. You know, it still took a couple weeks, a couple months. You know, here we are years later. You know, it's a daily process of, you know, becoming the best version of you. Um, you know, it was a lot of personal development. It was a lot of you know, attending a lot of your webinars and conference calls, and you know, really getting, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone, you know, speaking on conference calls. And, you know, it was like each week, you know, I would do something, you know, different or something that I was afraid of, you know, like speaking on a conference call. I think you asked me to speak one day, and I mean, I was super nervous, but I was just like, I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to say no, you know, I didn't want to let you down. And so I spoke on that, and, you know, probably hundreds of people on the call. But, and, you know, after that happened, I was like, okay, I did that. So, you know, now I can, you know, go on a Google Hangout, or I can go on a Skype call and, you know, speak in front of hundreds of people. And then, from that point, I remember learning from you, like, you know, the attraction marketing and, you know, blogging and stuff. So I had written, you know, a couple hundred blogs, and all these people were like, you dude, you know, I love your writing. I was starting to get a lot of compliments on my writing and my writing style from my blog. And like you said, my social media posts. So someone said, you know, you should write a book. And I had never really thought of that. I never really, you know, imagined myself, you know, writing and being an author. I mean, in school, I didn't really like writing essays or doing my homework and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I was like, I have these couple hundred blogs. I was like, I could, you know, I could definitely, I mean, if I've written 300 blogs, you know, I could definitely, you know, write a book, you know, 150 page, 200-page book. So, you know, it all started with page one, you know, and I just kept going, you know, kept going at it. You know, I would do a few pages a day. Um, you know, I wasn't really sure how I was going to get it published. I wasn't sure how the cover was going to get designed. I wasn't sure how I was going to get it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. I just, you know, had this vision that, you know, I was going to get it done, and I would just figure it out and, you know, make it happen. And, you know, it took a lot. You know, I was doing proclamations still during that time, you know, like, I am going to become a published author, you know, I am going to be a best-selling author and all that stuff. And, you know, I mean, here's the book, man. It's done. It's, you know, it's been in circulation for 3 years now. You know, it's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, pretty much everywhere books are sold except for like Walmart. But I mean, again, you know, a few years back, you know, before we met up, you know, I never would have, I mean, in a million years, you know, saw my name and my picture on a book. And, you know, and then, you know, me and Candace were at an event in April. We went to Dallas, and, you know, people just come up to you like, hey, aren't you Joe Stewart? Aren't you the author of that book? And, you know, can you sign the book for me? And, you know, it's just crazy. You know, people like recognize you, and, you know, people want to take pictures with you, like almost like you're a celebrity. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm just a normal guy, you know, and never in a million years, you know, saw myself kind of like traveling and, you know, having people, you know, want their picture with me or want me to sign my book and all this stuff. And it's just the little things. A few years ago you would never see it, and now that I see that that's possible, it's just like, wow, you know, where am I going to be next year and 2 years and 3 years? You know, my vision has completely changed, and it's completely, you know, expanded, because, you know, I've accomplished a lot of my goals. You know, I've written the book. You know, I've been the top recruiter in a couple companies, and, you know, I've made really good money. So now it's like, what's next? You know, what's going to be next? You know, am I going to write another book? You know, become a leader in my current company? And that's really what's cool, is seeing the vision change, you know, seeing it get bigger and bigger. And as you accomplish more and more and more, you're just like, wow, I can't believe I did that. You know, I used to dream about that. And now that that's done, it's just like, it's really crazy to kind of like almost see into the future, kind of, you know?
Wow. So let me ask you this, Joe, because I know that, you know, you've since the time that I've met you, you've gone through, you know, done a lot of personal development, books, seminars, trainings, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 day events. How did the ease of going through subconscious mind tapping compared to some of the other trainings that you've gone through in the past as far as getting you to your personal breakthrough? And was it easy to take in the message and digest so that you can understand it and apply it into your life?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was definitely easy. I mean, it was simple. I mean, you compare it to some of the seminars, and it's like you go to the seminar and you take your notes and you do the hoorah and the kumbaya and all that stuff, and it's good, but it kind of wears off. You go home on that Monday and it's like all the hype and adrenaline and all the all that stuff goes away. But this is something I think with the subconscious mind tapping. It's something that you could do from home. You could do it at your own pace. You could do you could do your affirmations like in the shower or at home, when you're all by yourself. You could just, if you have a pair of headphones, you could view all the information, plug it into your phone, plug it into your computer when you're out going on a walk. And I think that's what's cool about it is you could do everything on your own time. You could do it while you're at work or on your lunch break, or, when you get home from work or school or whatever you're doing. It's not going to cost you, thousands of dollars like some of these seminars or some of these courses. And, that was what's kind of cool about it. But no, I mean, anybody could do it if they're willing to listen and be coachable and kind of surrender themselves and just be humble enough to take the information in and apply it. Oh yeah, it's totally simple compared to compared to a lot of the personal development and self-help out there. It's a lot of it's really good information. I mean, I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and just all the best. I mean, all that information is it's gold. It's priceless. I mean, if they taught that stuff in schools and, everyone in the world was like forced to like go through some sort of personal development, I feel like a lot of the problems that are in the world and stuff right now with the economy and violence and stuff, a lot of that stuff would just be diminished. But unfortunately it's not. But, yeah, I mean, this is for anybody. I mean, I got started learning it when I was 19 or 20. I mean, my ego was through the roof, when I met you, and, fresh out of high school, I was playing guitar in a band, I thought I was the shit. And so, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're 19 or if you're 25 or you just retired and you're 60 or 70. I mean, this is really something for everybody who's looking for a change. I don't know if they're looking for a change emotionally or spiritually or financially, but this can definitely, the information. And what's good about it is once you learn it, it's with you for the rest of your life. It's not something that you have to like relearn and go back to school for and get a new degree. And it's like, once you know, I mean, you can always learn more and study more and become better. But, you know what I mean? I mean, once you learn it and if you just apply it every day for the rest of your life,
it's just like riding a bike, here's the interesting thing, Joe, because I know that you and I had this conversation when we first started, is that a lot of people, when they go through the training and they watch it for the first time, their ego won't believe that something that is this simple, do this, 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 boom, you're going to get this result, you're going to get this breakthrough. And a lot of people, when if they don't surrender their ego, they go, yeah, right, like as if that's going to work, right? Because they actually believe that success has to be hard, right? They believe in their mind that it has to be a struggle to get to the breakthrough. And what they don't realize is it can happen literally with effortless ease once you understand that our human brains are actually programmed to self-destruct. And unless a person understands how the subconscious mind works, why it works, and how it's actually steering their ship to their success and to their failure and to their self-sabotage, until they realize that, they can't get to that personal breakthrough. Did you find when you and Craig were first, listening to some of these concepts, did you find that happen for you too, where you're like, oh man, this guy, are you for real? Like, as if, right? Did you find that for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, a little bit, but I mean, we pretty much thought you were crazy. We kind of thought you were joking, or you were just like, yeah. We had really, we weren't really sure what to think. I mean, I think it's because we were young too, but I mean, my ego was definitely in the way for the first And I mean, I'm sure you could probably, you were probably just saying one day he'll wake up now and, but yeah, my ego, teach you things, and, it's like, you're not my dad, come on, what are you talking about? But,
your internet cut out there for a second. I don't know if you shifted or moved or something, but
let me try and move and see if it gets, I'll go outside, maybe it'll. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just grab a seat there so the camera's still.
Cool.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, it's kind of dark, but yeah, I guess the Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh, I think we may have lost you. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Joe. When you went to apply this information with subconscious mind tapping, give me an idea. Did it start working fast, and what areas of your life started changing?
I think it would have worked a lot faster if I would have just surrendered my ego and let it work faster, but I didn't. My income started to go up. I started to recruit a bit more, make more sales. I had a pretty bad relationship, like with my mom and my dad. I wasn't really talking to either of them, and that started to get a little bit better. I would start like going out to eat with them and, calling them a little bit more, which it's just the little things like that, it's not always about, business and money. Sometimes it's more just about the relationships, and relationships, whether it's with your spouse or your family, your parents. Emotionally, I was a wreck back then. I mean, I was, really quiet, and had a lot of bad anxiety with people. So I would turn to drugs and drinking and pills and smoking and stuff like that to kind of like, it was like a quick fix. Everyone wants that instant gratification. But I think once I realized, like, doing that for month after month, year after year, getting the same results, I was like, all right, well, maybe I just need to surrender again and just listen to this darn little guy and just stay focused and stay consistent with the daily action steps, and staying tapped in, and just putting the blinders on. And once I did that, it just became kind of easy. It just became like a daily routine, like waking up and brushing your teeth. And it's kind of hard to go back to. I mean, once you see the difference in your life, from before to after you go through the subconscious training and stuff, it's like, why would you want to go back? Why would you want to be emotionally beat up? And why would you want to be, financially in debt and stuff like that? So it's like, it's just about staying consistent and, putting in the work and, being a student.
Fantastic. So give us an idea, Joe, because your transformation, I mean, you're what, 23 now? 24? How old do you know, Joe? 24?
Yeah, 24.
24 years old. Okay. So here you are at 24 years old, completely opened up this gateway to unlimited income that's like going like this, straight up exponentially. Did you ever envision that something like that could happen so fast that at that young of an age? Because, I'll tell you, a lot of people that are 24 years old, they're in debt. They got student loans and credit card debt. They don't own property. They don't own cars. They're literally just coming up like this to try to get liftoff, and you're already like, straight going vertical. Did you think that it could happen that fast for you to turn your whole life to the degree that it is right now?
Oh no, man. I had no idea. I mean, when I dropped out of school, all that was going through my mind was, I really hope that my music career with my band takes off, because if not, I'm going to be working at McDonald's. I'm going to be flipping burgers at Burger King. And that was kind of like always in the back of my head. Like, I was like, I need to figure out a plan B. So, when I found network marketing and I was introduced to network marketing and introduced to you and the subconscious, mind tapping training, I had no idea how fast it could really, change your life. I mean, if you really if you really just apply it, I mean, in a matter of days or weeks. I mean, if you're serious about change, I mean, I think that's the main thing is people have to want to change. They could go through all of the training and all of the conference calls and read all the books, but if they don't want to change, it doesn't matter. You know, it just goes one ear and then it goes in one ear and out the other. So I think that's the most important part is, you know, wanting to change. And then from there, I mean, it's totally up to you how fast you want to take it. I mean, you can change your life in a split second, you know, at the snap of a fingers. Or, you know, if you want to drag out the process, you know, it might take a couple weeks or a couple months. But again, that's what's cool about it is people can kind of, you know, change at their own pace and they can take in the information at their own pace. And, you know, if people want to go fast, go fast. And if their ego's in the way, you know, it might take them a little bit longer, but you know what, that's okay too.
So let me ask you this, Joe. What type of a person would you recommend subconscious mind tapping for?
I mean, I hate to be broad, but I mean, anybody. I mean, it could be for a college student who is in debt and not sure where they're going to be. It could be for someone in the military, you know, single moms, stay-at-home moms, people who are about to retire, you know, baby boomers who are trying to plan for their retirement, but they're not sure, you know, how they're going to come up with money financially and travel and, you know, make their dreams a reality and kind of mark some things off their to-do list or get all the things that they want off their vision board. So that's what's cool about it is it's for anybody of all ages. I mean, I was a fresh out of high school dropout, you know, I just enrolled in college. And although, like I said, I was kind of young, so I don't think my ego was ready for it. And it took a couple months. You know, I wanted to change. So I think that was the difference there is, you know, I wanted to change and I was willing to stay plugged in and learn and apply the message and apply the teachings. And but yeah, it's for anybody. And, you know, what's cool is now that I have all this information and all this stuff, you know, in my head, you know, now when my family members or people on my team, you know, come to me and they need help, you know, I can, you know, relay this information and I can, you know, give them the same advice that, you know, you gave me and Craig and, you know, hundreds of other people. And, you know, now they have the power to change their life. It's, you know, it's just totally up to them if they want to do it.
Fantastic. Well, you know what, man, I got to tell you, and I mean this straight from my heart. I'm so proud of you and your accomplishments, your book, you know, the success. It's just such a great inspiration to not only young people, but to old people that can see if a young person can do it, just coming right out of, you know, high school, you know, to get to that extreme that you've gone. You know, anybody could do this, right? But you're just a real inspiration. It's great to see the success that you're having, especially on social media, and you know, continued success on that. So that's just phenomenal. Guys, you know, all I can tell you is this: a little tiny tweak, and you can literally have a symphony of music that's playing for you in your life in every single area of your life, from health and fitness to spiritual and emotional, family, relationships, career, travel, financial goals, material things, contribution, giving back, making a difference, and leaving behind a legacy for you and your family. So I would encourage you, if you've never heard about subconscious mind tapping, you really need to go through this information. So click the link below, take action, throw your hat over the wall, get subconscious mind tapping, go through this training and completely change every aspect of your life. You've got Darren Little here with the Success Vortex, where positivity meets. I look forward to meeting you in person one day, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.